this is a good derail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Only voice that I could do, I thought was too bad, and so I didn't want to do the character because here's what was coming to my mind. What's the matter? I can only bring 5 CDs. What? You're so perfect. I didn't want to do that.
What's wrong? I didn't do a voice. I just did my voice.
Oh.
So why couldn't you just do your voice?
Well, because I thought it was a woman. Is that what you're trying? Was this whole podcast to get me to realize that I have a woman-like voice?
No.
That's your fucking trick, Jay. You got me.
I'm not the one that came up with fake tattoos and,
Yeah. Those people did think I was cooler. You can tell the guys were a little bit like, hey, this guy could beat me up. Come on, don't fuck with me.
When you started, Todd's a guy, have work will travel. This is a true story. Todd Glass is a guy, when he started doing comedy, and comedy clubs wouldn't book him, he got a sound system in the back of his Jeep CJ7, and he drove around, and you'd be at like a hot dog cart in Manhattan Beach with your buddies, and this guy would pull up, and he would do a fucking show out of the back of his Jeep. How awesome is it? You should go back to doing that. I would love that.
I think Jay really thinks my career, like...
No. I'm totally being like, as far as like, if you guys were like just drunk piling out of a disco, and Todd, do they call it discos anymore? If you're at the discotheque with your sweetheart, and she's wearing your jacket, your Letterman jacket, and and Todd Glass pulls up in a Jeep and starts doing bits out of the back.
It had a PA system, had lighting, and the thing was, I thought it would be fun, and then I would get booked at colleges to do it, because they could do an outdoor show, and have the lighting, the stage, the PA, and I fucking started hating it, but I couldn't stop doing it, so I took the whole unit out of the back of my truck, went up to the top of Mohr, and where there were no homes, and I just pushed it fucking off, and I was like, watched it tumble down, and I said, finally, it's fucking over. And then someone built me another one on my next truck, a better one, and then I did that for 2 years. I just got tired of doing it. It was just. But
it was, as far as gimmicks go.
I would get mad at people outside in the street if they said anything. So here I'm a guy in the middle of the beach with a PA going, "You shut the fuck up! I'll fucking tell you what to do." People are like, "Oh my god, I'm supposed to be tanning." It's got a guy yelling at people on the beach.
People are walking out of the frozen yogurt shop.
Yeah.
You pull up, do a show that they didn't ask for. Then when they're talking with their friends, you're like, "Hey, we're trying to do a comedy show." Is that really what would happen?
Well, no, it was... that didn't happen long, because I didn't want to be... Once I realized, I don't like to put I'm being totally serious. I hope this... You don't want to put comedy upon people. It's like something they got to be in the mood for. They do it a lot when you do college shows. They think, here's what's going to happen. You'll do an afternoon show, and you'll do it in the lunchroom, because they think people can walk by like music.
True.
So here's what they'll do. They think people can enjoy comedy like this. Like, I'll be the guy walking across campus, act like you're doing a bit. Here's how they think. They don't think you have to sit and hear the setup. Here's what the college thinks is going to happen.
So, I don't know if you guys have been on a train lately, but I was on a train. It's kind of like being on Southwest Airlines, but it's like a little safer. Southwest Airlines has seats. Hey, buddy, can you keep it down? We're trying to do a show up here. I know it's noon at Rutgers. All right, but do you guys have Southwest in New Jersey? That was the whole thing? I think I should be more like this. I'll be you should have brought your mic with you. It would have been more effective.
Oh, if I don't... Oh, the guy has a microphone? Why? Why would the audience...
So the audience can hear what you're saying.
I went, ha, 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 ha. I think they got the...
Well, now they know.
I think they were judging me on my acting. I think you're on
you
me
got to get that Jeep off of Mulholland Drive. Get a tow with a nice winch and pull that thing up.
I bet you could sell that on eBay for at least $5.
Sometimes more
for
than
the
that. Wood. More than that. Maybe $6, $7, $8 tops.
Like I'm going to go, huh?
So it is a weird thing in comedy, and there's going to be a whole stand-up show after this too, but this is the part of the podcast, and thank you everybody for hanging in there.
People love this.
Yeah. Some of you look a little confused, like, what just happened? Why did the Mike Douglas show break out? Live podcasting is where it's at. All right, no one can hear you heckling on iTunes, so, that's really, it's like blocking someone on Twitter, like, I can't hear. So, Todd, when you started doing stand-up, did you foresee yourself... I want to go back to this, because I think this was fascinating, that you wanted to tell jokes so much that you're willing to do it out of the back of a car.
Well, here's the thing. I'm at a crossroads. You have the story... You're a little... Your
headshot was you in the back of a Jeep.
Well, here's the way it started. I feel like I wanted to just let it go because it was a good story, so instead of going, well, that's actually not what happened, because it was a little funny. It was more, I started that thing It sounds like I'm just defending myself, but I swear I'm not. I was working at clubs. I was working fine. I thought it was a funny bit for Comedy Central, so I built a thing thinking it would be funny. Todd Glass, mobile comedian, and that was the joke. That the DMV, we need a comic. I show up, Todd Glass, mobile comedian, and then so that's what we did. We made a pilot and we tried to get it on Comedy Central, but they didn't buy it, which happens a lot, no big deal. And then I was stuck with this truck. It's like fuck, and we didn't sell the show, so I started doing these college shows, and they're like, back then, it was like. I don't know what it would be, but it would be enough to get me to, I'm not fucking doing that anymore, and then cut to me with the truck.
Check for $1,100, you're like,
that's exactly what it was. It was always like $1,000 to go, fuck, hey, I could use $1,000.
Like if they gave you $200, you'd be like, I'm not doing comedy out of the back of a car. This is embarrassing.
Well, yes.
But so we know now that your ceiling, $1,100 is what that's the fee if you want to.
That was 15 years ago.
To do embarrassing things.
Oh, now? You want me to be honest with you now? That was 15 years ago.
Okay.
Now, somebody asked me that. I was at the Improv, right? And the worst part about doing corporate shows is the anticipation. Sometimes the crowds end up being all right. You're just nervous. It's not an audience that sees comedy all the time. So IBM, they're having a function. There's 300 people. When you get booked 3 months before, all you do is sweat about it. You have a stomach ache. That's what you get paid for. So take that away from it. Here was somebody put this ahead of me. I was at the Dallas Improv, and there was a function right next door, and they go, what if they came over and asked you to perform right now? You go over there. What would you do it for? And there was 3 comedians. I was the cheapest, and the other guys were brand new. They were like, the guys that had been doing it a year wouldn't even do it. I was like, fuck, I'd do it. You have to go over and do 15 minutes. How much would you do it for? They come over. Hey, there's a thing going over there next door. You want to run over, Todd? They'll pay you.
At that piano bar across the hall from the
they're having a private thing. They know there's a comedian over here. I go, $500. Fuck it, I'll go for $1,000. $500, because I don't have to worry. Fuck it, I walk over there. I can do 15 minutes. Fuck it. I can do 15 minutes backwards. Then get $500 for jacking off for 15 minutes? Yeah. Now, if they said it's next month, $3,500. Because then it's just not worth it. But in the last...
Have you been to a piano bar?
I love piano bars.
Why? They're horrible. It's like where dreams die. You're watching 2 guys sit across from each other that thought they were going to replace fucking Duff McKagan and Guns N' Roses.
Not always.
Sing us a song. They put bread in my jar. And say, man, what the fuck am I doing here?
You know why I like it? They changed it up. I like it because I could see what... Here, let me put it this way, and I think I could see why people don't like it. If you said I don't like it, I get it. I'm even a little... Not embarrassed that I like it, but it's just pure fun. It's just silly, and people are friendly, and you're
I guess
singing.
I'm anti-fun.
What? How do I define
Plus, I
fun?
don't drink anymore, so to go to a piano bar, a piano bar is the one place you go to that is a guaranteed overflow drunk clusterfuck.
It is now.
There's never how was the piano bar? It was nice. It was real mellow. We had a good time. It was always like, dude! Every girl's drunk, taking your fucking hat off your head and putting it on, and now your hat's on my head! Fucking drunken girls love to grab hats. Why do you do that?
Again. Say, now.
Oh, you like the Rangers? I'm a Texas Ranger. Now your hat's on my head. And you're like, can I just have my fucking hat back? Jesus Christ. And if I headbutt her in the jaw, I get arrested. Maybe I could trip and make it look like an accident that I headbutted her jaw loose to get my hat back.
Your hat's on my head.
Your hat's on my head. Gary Goldman told me your life's goal is just to make the heart attack character work. Do you remember that heart attack guy you used to do?
Oh, what?
We'll cut that out of the podcast. All right.
No, I don't care about the heart attack.
Todd, no, you used to do a heart attack bit.
What was it?
I don't know. That's what Gary Goldman told me to ask you.
Oh, I had a heart attack. Maybe he's talking about that. Oh, yes, he is. Hi. I'm high. Be gentle. Right? I made a mistake. I got lost. Shouldn't you all look like this? Shouldn't you have this look on your face? That's okay. We're with you. Or you have this look. Change the look. That guy gets it right there. He's like, he's right. That's what you're thinking if you're smart right now.
He's laughing.
He's sort of right.
He's laughing because you're doing visuals on the radio.
Well, that's what you think.
Really?
I've hired a film crew.
Keep going.
No, I didn't.
Really?
It got me out of it for 1 second. I hired a film crew.
I want you to, when you go off on those, like when we were the couple driving across, you're funnier than you give yourself credit for, and you can.
No, I know I'm pretty good. I mean, all honesty aside, That's the only thing that keeps me going. I mean, I'm not super famous, but I know all the comedians respect me, and that's fucking all I got. So I'll take it. And I fucking know it's true. I am being honest.
You know what scared the shit out of me?
Everybody likes me. Everybody likes me. Because I work hard to be liked. That's right, because I want to be liked. If you want to be liked, people will like you. You just have to make a fucking effort.
Well, tell us some tips.
You know what? Honestly, because I'm a little high, so I'm bearing my soul up here.
Stop saying you're high over and over again.
I can do whatever I want.
Echolalia?
I thought you changed. I thought you were a new Jay Mohr.
I'm brand new. I changed shirts. Tell us some of the effort you do to make people like you.
Well,
what
I like to be liked. Sometimes it means if you're in a little bit of a mood, you don't have to walk in and share it with everybody. You can turn it off and be friendly. So everybody heads in a mood. You can't just take it out on the people around you. So sometimes I get pissed off. Sometimes. Why is this too serious?
No, yeah, actually, I thought you were going to do some funny gag.
No.
I keep leading you down like an improv hallway, and you keep walking into the piano bar for $500.
How do you know you're not leading me down the wrong hallway?
Because you keep not giving the ball back.
But this is part of it. This is part of who I am.
Hitting the tennis ball over the net. Let's say we're driving across country. I don't know, man. I'm staring at the floor. I've fucking got some shit on my mind. But shit's heavy, man.
Well, this is who I am. It's still working. Everyone's having fun. You're making fun of me. So in essence, I'm helping.
I can't get over the fact that it's Friday, man. It's freaking me out.
It's Friday, everybody. That's right. Come on down. We got a lot of stuff.
I like that you said that in your act, that people say in ads that come down. Yeah. Special guests and surprises, too.
Who's the special guest?
Yeah.
The guy we have to...
it's nice! It's like... They always say that. And Todd was right. He said earlier, the people listening have no idea, Todd did stand up, and it went marginally well. And I thought you changed, JJ. I know, but I'm so used to breaking your balls because we were neighbors, and we used to get so hammered.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
When you bust my balls, I know it's your way of saying that you adore me.
I love you.
I know.
We used to do the most...
Everyone adores me. You understand this, people? You're like, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I bet they do. I know what you're thinking, because you're thinking, I adore him. Fuck it. Never adored a man that old, sweats that much. This guy's adorable. I'm adorable. It's okay. Let it go. You're fighting it.
Why do you sweat so much?
I don't know. I get nervous.
Is it the amount of salt that you take? I saw the salt lick in the green room. Was that yours? And you also came with a team of deer. So either your deer have a salt lick. What would a group of deer be called?
Somebody, deers. Just don't say. I don't say anything. I go, look. There's a lot of animals over there from the Santa Claus house. Someone told me, dogs only like you because they like the salt. And that's what they told.
That's why you sweat so much, to get dogs to like you as much as people like you.
So dogs do like me you know what? I don't like that people say that. They go, dogs only like you because you feed them. That's so. Children like you too because you feed them. That doesn't mean you can't have a special relationship outside of that.
Are you really going out on a wire and telling this live audience at the Irvine Improv that dogs like you because you sweat so much? Not because you feed them like some asshole.
Oh, no. You just talked about sweat. It made me think of what somebody said about the sweat and that dogs only lick you because you sweat. They don't lick you because they love you. They lick you because they just want salt. It's ridiculous. You know why? I gave my dog a bowl of salt just to have all the salt he wanted. He still licked me.
Todd Glass's first improv of the night. See how fun that can be?
It's fun. Oh, you don't know.
Remember the amount of gags we used to do with one another? Todd and I were neighbors, and I met him, like he told you, because he used to leave the house to pee because he was on the bottom floor of a 3-story house, and God forbid he goes up a flight of fucking stairs to take a leak. This lazy guy decided to go out and pee on people's cars. That's pretty much in between the cars. And I would catch you peeing. I would just see the top of your head. I go, what are you doing down there? And you would go, nothing. Do you remember that? I mean,
of course.
I'm not trying to, that's how, it wasn't that funny of an exchange. But in hindsight, and it happened about 14 times a day and at night. Because Dave Rath, Brian Bassane lived in that house. Doug Benson lived in that house. And everybody would just get incredibly high and drunk and stoned. And I think you were not on that wave. Like, you weren't a comic book guy, and you weren't, I don't know. But
I didn't. Yeah, they were like, whatever they did. All we did were get into a lot of fights. And
why?
I don't know. But we're all friends now. But like Alan Murray, it was there too. So what would happen is we'd all argue, just like roommates do.
Well,
this is a long time ago, by the way. This is like 2 years. What if this was last year, and you'd be like, oh, they have roommates last year? No. This is when I first moved to LA. So what happened was we would all fight, and then we'd all go into Dave's room like he agreed with us.
Dave
This
Rath,
is a visual
manager.
Forget it. It's a visual.
We'll do it anyway.
Well, we'd go into Dave's room like this. We'd all fight, and then we'd all go our own ways, and then we'd go into Dave's room like this. I would do it, but I didn't know till 10 years later we all did it. So we'd walk in So I'd walk into Dave's room, and I'd look at him. I had to be quiet because I was secretively in there, needing his approval, and I would go, he's crazy.
About the other people you were
Yeah, and then Alan Murray would walk in 20 minutes later.
Dude, Todd's crazy.
It's scary.
So everybody wanted. So somehow Dave Rath was like the patriarch of this house.
Yeah, he would just agree with all of us. I thought he always agreed. Yeah, he'd go, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah. She's good. Do you remember how many weird characters? If Todd Glass and I were dropped into Saturday Night Live in the 3 years we lived next to each other, we would have dominated the show. We did more bizarre character work